doing great. Doing a late night reading, which I don't usually go on this late, as you guys know, those of you who are already like subscribed or watched my stuff before. But I was like, you know what? I feel inclined to go on, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah, so for those of you who are new to the channel, if you end up tapping in, welcome to the channel, and I hope you like what you see here. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. Also, if if you have been rocking with your girl for a while already, welcome back and thank you for hey guys, look at my people popping in. I love y'all. I love you guys. I'm happy I decided to come on now that I see your beautiful names and faces there. But yeah, so I was gonna say, for those of you who have been rocking with your girl for a bit, thank you for being here. And yeah, I was like chilling all day, not really doing much of anything. And oh, okay. Yeah, I need the updates. Was that you who called me earlier today? Because I've been getting a lot of like calls from different numbers, like from all over the place. So I haven't really been picking up. Um, Unless like someone texts me and say, "Oh, it's me." I'm like, "Who's this?" I'm very confused. But yeah, I definitely need those updates, girl. Yeah. But oh boy, I'm happy that you're safe and you're in Florida right now. So yeah, my girl, she's that's my soulie right there. Okay, my bestie. So like, definitely just sending love and prayers your way. And whew, okay, heavy. So let's see what comes up in this reading, huh? Might be a little bit of a heavier reading tonight. We'll see. Hey Lottie, what's up, girl? All right, so let's get started. Um, so Spirit. I'm gonna start shuffling. Spirit, show the collective what they need to see this at this time for their highest good. Clearest and most accurate messages, please and thank you. Grateful for my people coming in already. I'm very happy to see your names and faces popping in. For those of you who are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that like button, notification bell, all that good stuff, so that we could be connected. Um, yes, so this is just a collective reading right now, very general. So we'll just kind of see what's popping up for you guys and what you guys need to know at this time for your highest good. Right. Spirit, what does the collective need to know? Thank you. All right, so we have on the bottom of the deck, White Rabbit. It says, spark of curiosity, gnosis, spiritual awakening, sorry. It's time, heeding the call, research it, inner knowing, dark to light, going down the rabbit hole, waking from the dream. So really seeing things for what it really is. This could be a part of the your spiritual growth at this time. I just heard time waits for no one. Um, yeah, really having to kind of take heed to the messages that you've been receiving, all the inklings that you've had and things like that, actually really paying attention to them and answer, as I said, answer the call. I know Lati was doing a very in-depth, deep-ass reading earlier from Tears and Wheat Tarot show, and was talking about breaking generational curses and things like that. And I had actually literally used the words that I need to answer the call. And I was saying that my guides have been nudging me for a long time when it comes to a lot of stuff that I haven't been quite listening to. So some of you might resonate with that. All right, so what does the collective need to know at this time? Tell us some more. That was just on the bottom of the deck, so let's see what's going on with you guys. All right, what we got here? Oh, excuse me. We have crack shop. Competent, superior, precise, expert, sharp tongue, witty, clear cut, dead on, intense, target, showdown, effective, impressive, accurate, skilled, excel, arrogant, first class. So whatever this is about, you guys are like really good at something that you do. Very, very sharp willed, somebody who's, I just heard well oiled machine. Somebody who's like very, very good at something, and so good that it might like make people look at you like, what the fuck? Like, how do they do that? Because you do it with such like precision, and like you don't even have to be cocky about it. You could be a cocky motherfucker about it if you want to, but you don't, like, I'm getting like je ne sais quoi, you know what I mean? Like there's something like unique about you that stands out and everybody can see it. Like you don't even have to show off if you don't want to. But I'm getting something like that. There's 3 people in here and 3 likes. I just saw 555. And the number on this card is 3. So I'm getting something like that. And I mean, she like her stature and stuff reminds me of my great grandmother. And she used to like shooting guns. She was tiny. She was like 4'10" or something like that. She was really small, but she was a warden in a women's prison, and she did not take nobody's shit. And she would pull that little gun out her little purse like, fuck with me if you want to. She did not give a fuck. Little Edith did not give a fuck. She was about that life. What else does the collective need to know at this time? Side note, guys, it is a weekend, and I didn't drink anything this whole time, so don't judge me because I'm going to take a little sip of my nippy nips. Got a couple nips over here. I was chilling the whole day. I didn't do shit. I watched something earlier this morning, like a documentary or whatever, a crime documentary, but I only watched that for like an hour, and the rest of the day I was just like in quiet and bullshitting around on Facebook and stuff as well, but and YouTube. But otherwise, like, it was relatively quiet. I was in the dark until just a little while ago. Finally turned on some lights. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I just need quiet. Let my body rest. Ooh, Pinot. Nice, nice. All right, so we have unchanged here. At this time, the situation is stable and unlikely, or sorry, yeah, is stable and unlikely to change. So if you've been looking for some type of change in something, I'm kind of getting that, or you've been wanting change in something, hoping that things would improve or shift some kind of way, maybe. Just kind of waiting for something to happen or letting you know that there's, like, it might not. Just kind of see. Yeah, it's almost like you've been waiting for like the fruit of your labor to come in when it comes to something, but that particular something that you want the fruit of your labor to come through with is not going to change. It's going to remain exactly how it's been. So it's almost like, it's kind of, I'm getting like time to jump ship. They want you to remain optimistic though, because we do have bonfire here on the bottom of the deck, and that's about enthusiasm. Top of the deck we have mother load. So if things have been like a little bit wonky with your money, that might be something that's going to start changing. I split the deck, and of course I'm not going to find that card again, but I did see within the next few weeks. Let's see if I could get it to be there again. No, of course not. I should have showed you guys the card, but it did say in the next few weeks there might be some type of changes happening. So it's like, don't lose hope, but just know that whatever you've been kind of putting, like, directing your energy towards for this period of time, that's not going to improve or change. So just, do what's necessary for your highest self. You know what it is. And I'm kind of getting like taking your talents and stuff elsewhere type of thing. If this is about work, for instance, like taking your talents elsewhere, looking for other jobs, understanding that there's definitely like, greener pastures, so to speak. Let's see, what else is going on? That's too many. A whole bunch of cards wanted to like spill through. All right, so we've got 2 cards that came out. We have tools. It says practical abilities. I said something about talents and stuff, right? Resources, has what it takes. Application, build it, fix it. Organization, help someone. Task at hand, well prepared. Equipment, get shit done. And masculinity. So some of you guys might be kind of ready to step into like your masculine side, right? Like for those of you who are feminine energies watching, this might be a time to kind of step into that masculine role, right? We have both, we all have both sides to us, and this might be that time to like just be like a go-getter, get shit done, right? Not sitting around waiting for things to happen, but taking life by the horns and saying, this is my time to, take the reins of my life, to be able to see the changes that I need to see. It also came out with blinders. It says victim mentality, confusion, tunnel vision, resists clarity, confirmation bias, restriction, narrow focus, echo chamber, denial, oblivious, out of touch, hyper focus, and concentration. So I feel like for a long time, when it comes to something, it's going to be different for everybody because it is a collective. Um, you guys might have, again, remember I was saying putting your focus into the wrong area somewhere, and now really kind of seeing that, whatever that was is not working. So now it's time to kind of, put your big boy drawers on and say, you know what, I gotta, I have to do what's best for me to, improve my circumstances and my situations. Because, you know, you might have been kind of just looking at things very like one dimensionally and just not seeing the bigger picture. We have on the bottom of the deck shield. It says defensive, protect, support, safeguard, block, guardian, stand up, being prepared, heroic, stronghold, security, ward off unwanted energies. That one stuck out to me. That stuck out like a sore thumb. Be on guard and withstand. Definitely protecting your energy. I'm getting. Definitely a time to protect your energy. Some of the stuff might have been happening kind of like in the spring months, and we technically are still in spring if I'm not mistaken, right? Summer doesn't start until what, the 20th, 21st, something like that. Like next week. So, or technically, yeah, we can still say next week. It's technically Sunday now, but whatever, besides the point. So we could also be seeing some type of changes happening during a new moon cycle. It also says the maiden, and within 1 to 3 months. So there's stuff that's happening like kind of you know coming in the very recent, or not recent, the near future, I would say. We have inventor. I almost said investor. I know it says inventor, but I almost said investor. Interesting. Might want to invest in something. Maybe investing in yourself or investing in something that you've been wanting to work on. We have inventor. Innovation, imagination, creative, gadgets, technology, groundbreaking developments. Okay to fail, do it again and again. Inspired ideas, setting trends, mastermind, and modern era. So, you know, really just like, again, we got that energy of protecting self, but I'm also kind of getting like protecting your peace and your ideas and things like that. Like if you have some ideas that you're about to start putting together, being mindful of who you share your ideas with, um, and things like that. But it seems like you guys have some type of idea or something that you want to kind of bring to the forefront and start working on. Let's get maybe 2 or 3 more from here, and then we'll start reading from the tarot. If this is resonating for you guys so far, let me know in the comment section, and or hit that like button if you haven't done so already. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. Greatly appreciate the support. What else? What else? Ooh, roses. Love, romance, affection, appreciation, devotion, fond, delighted, high emotional IQ, gifts, friendship, infatuated, enchanted, passion, fidelity, tender, yearning, and attached. Interesting. Now keep in mind this is a collective message, so it'll be different for everybody. Some people it might be more about like career oriented things, and then for somebody else it could be, love. However, On the bottom of the deck, we do have biker here. Lone wolf, impervious, nonconformist, standing up. We have standing up here twice in two different cards. Breaking rules, brotherhood, enjoy the ride, loves freedom, moving on, outlaw, maverick, swift actions, need for speed. Cool. Some of you guys might want to buy a motorcycle or like riding motorcycles, mopeds, that kind of thing. That's kind of cool. I'm too much of a pussy for that, so nope, no thanks. But I'm kind of getting that for some of you guys, this might be a time to focus on yourself, and that makes more sense to me than what initially I was picking up on. I'm like, I'm not really picking up on love in this reading so far, but it seems like right now this is a time to focus on self. Top of the deck we have mirror. I just heard mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Self-aware, seeing clearly, ego, facing issues, self-assessment, self-improvement, insecure, make comparisons, reflection, obsessed, narcissistic, vain, self-love. That's where Five Roses is there. Self-love, self-appreciation. So this is a time to maybe, for some of you, will resonate more with the idea of spending some time alone and focusing on yourself as you continue to, build your skill set in different areas of your life, or, talents that you have and stuff like that. Venturing into new territory when it comes to things that will bring you some type of monetary value, like your career, business ideas, things like that. What's on the top here? Mirror, mirror. And then in the middle of the deck, we have within a few days. So somebody might have to make a decision very, very quickly. Where things are just going to be shifting and changing very rapidly out of nowhere. It's going to just kind of seem like it's like, whoa, where did all this shit come from? It says the situation or event in question will develop or unfold within a matter of days. So, yeah. For some people, it's going to take it, there's like I said, the stagnancy somewhere, in some area, and now you're making some decisions to move forward, and because you're moving forward, you're going to start to see rapid progress. I like it. I like it. All right, tell us more. Okay, so we got 4 cards that came out. I'm going to take all of them. So remember how we were talking about that unchanged energy? Now we got the changing energy popping in. Changing. At this time, the situation is in a state of flux. Anything could happen. I'm getting like 50-50. Like your odds are 50-50. It's like, and some of this stuff might be determined by your own choices. I'm getting like, I heard Queen's Gambit. I also saw like an image of, excuse me, wow, throat chakra, what is going on? Of Gambit from X-Men. Is to play the game for Sega. I thought about like how he used to like throw the cards, and that was like his special move or whatever. 1818 I looked up. But yeah, and then also, change is represented by the number 5, and we do have the number 5 on here. So yeah, getting like existentialism here, being in control of your own destiny in a way, right? Like our own decisions and actions are kind of what kind of dictates what ends up happening in the long run. Interesting. Oh wow, I didn't even see this card underneath there. I thought there was only 3 cards. There was 4. Okay, I'm gonna read them in the order that they are in my hand, and then then you'll see why I was like, whoa, what the fuck. All right, so we have Constellation. It says network, support, associates gathered, meetings, socialized, organization, arrangement, a collection, exchanging data, influence, in connection with a large amount or quantity. Interesting. So it's like almost like the stars are like lining up. You see how there's literally a constellation on there? And I'm also kind of getting, this is a time to kind of pay attention to those in your circle. People who might have connections and things like that to stuff that you are trying to learn more about and stuff like that. Let's say, I just heard the word arsenal. There might be people who have like an arsenal of knowledge of something that you're not as well equipped about or as knowledgeable about, that you might be able to, rely on certain people close to you that can help you with those things. I also heard teamwork makes the dream work. Some I keep getting this could be something about career and finance, businesses and things like that. Maybe bouncing ideas off of friends who are close to you who have a similar interest, but also protecting your ideas, just making sure that the people that are in your social circle are, about their business and also have the same intent as you. I'm getting something like that. Now this is where I'm like, wow, I said 50-50. I didn't even see this card at first. But look what it says. It says choices. Look at the look pay attention, guys. Because I said all this. This card was hiding underneath the changing card. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know that was there. I thought there was only 3 cards in my hand. All right, so it says choices, either or, be fair. Remember I said who's the fairest of them all? Considering pros and cons, fate, yes, because our decisions can and our actions can determine and or change our fate. Equal, 2 sides of every story, butterfly effect, yep. Either way, 50-50 chance, exactly, as I said that. Unpredictable, can't decide, take a chance. So this is, I just heard, take a ride on the reading railroad. I don't know if any of you guys are really big on like Monopoly. And that game's all about chance and making like judgment calls and shit like that. So I don't know. Some of you might, didn't I say something about investments? I think I did. I don't know if any of you guys are thinking about investing, but maybe taking like a calculated risk might be actually something pretty cool. Um, Let me just kind of read some of this stuff because when I'm reading, sometimes I get distracted. So I do apologize if I haven't acknowledged any of you guys and things like that. I'm trying to, I really am, but there's so many messages. um, but yeah, wow, it's a lot going on here. I'm definitely gonna look at these comments in a little bit. Um, but yeah, we also have yacht, adventure, affluence, luxury. I like that. Mobility, travel. Travel has been showing up a lot in my readings lately, and the number 5 is on here again. Like change of scenery, I'm getting. Great ease, smooth sailing, sophisticated, with the wind, self-indulgent, prosperity, comfort, wealth, over the top, extravagant. I like that because I'm kind of getting that, some of your opportunities might be not where you currently are. You might have to go to a different place to actually have those opportunities present themselves. And that's why it's complicated too, because it's like, change is already hard to begin with. We've got a lot of 5s on this table by the way. Change is already hard within itself. So it's like those calculated risks and things like that to make sure that things are lined up properly and stuff like that, and still having to take that leap of faith, getting like the Fool. I wouldn't be shocked if the Fool were to show up when we start reading from the tarot, but I'm getting that type of energy. Let's get one more from here. On the bottom of the deck I did see Scuba Diver, which is about like self-analysis and observation, doing a deep dive within self. Some of you might be getting ready to move by by a body of water, like on the coast, kind of. I'm getting that for someone, or something that you've been interested in doing. I heard marine life, so some of you might like that kind of thing, like going scuba diving and stuff like that. Going to like resorts or something. If any of you are about to travel, going like resorts where they have like, where you could do the scuba diving and you can like swim with the dolphins and stuff like that. Interesting. Let me know if that resonates with anybody. Cruise ships. Take me with you, please. I don't go anywhere. I haven't been on an actual real vacation since 2005, so we're talking 20 years. That's crazy, right? All right, and then we have symphony. Harmony, synergy, co-create. Remember I was saying something about, possibly linking up with people who are who have similar interests in, bouncing ideas off of each other. There we go. Assembly, organized structure, contribute, team, collaborate. There we go. Precise, arrangement, order, lead, follow, organization, perform, display, cohesion. I'm also getting another message for some of you guys, because this is giving me kind of like Three of Pentacles vibes. And yeah, that makes sense because it's three and then a Taurus. And then there's three people in here and three lights. So you might be seeing the 333 a lot. Um, but yeah, like definitely about like teamwork. But what I was also gonna say is trying to get the words out the way that I was picking up on it. Of course, now I don't remember. I hate when that happens. So I was saying something about bouncing ideas off of each other. And then I was about to say something else. Fuck, I hate when that happens. It'll come back to me, hopefully. I can't remember. Bottom of the deck, we have yarn. Hassles, problems, big mess, interconnected, complicated, patience needed, future gains, work it out, made up story, many working components, mischief, and out of control. So, things might have seemed like they were really out of control when you're trying to find like maybe organization and stuff like that in your life. And I'm kind of getting like things are about to start to kind of come into balance. But I think that's why I'm okay. I kind of am in what I was picking up before, starting to kind of try to come back. All right, let's see if I can get the message. So, teamwork is definitely a big thing here, but I'm also getting like and bouncing ideas and things like that, collaborations and stuff. But I'm also getting, see, the throat chakra is trying to close off while I'm trying to say this. I'm definitely getting being mindful of people in your energy who you think. I heard friend or foe. Like, are they really your friend? Or are they somebody who's trying to take something from you, like siphon off of your energy? So just be very mindful of that, because there's people who will sit there, be all up in your face, acting like they're your best friend, or like they have your best intentions, like it could be a boss or something, like, oh, you know selling you a hope and a dream. Oh yeah, I know that you really were hoping that you were gonna get that raise or that promotion, but this person was more qualified, and it's like you've been working at a job forever and that person just started and you're like, what the fuck kind of bullshit is this? Like, I'm getting stuff like that. And I'm like the it's like a hamster wheel in my brain right now, like mad different things kind of like spit coming out. So bear with me, like if the messages don't seem coherent, it's just because there's too many messages coming at one time. But I'm hoping that that makes sense and you're kind of getting the gist of what I'm saying there. We have on the top of the deck, olive branch. It says truce, surrender, giving up, come to terms, suspend, lull, de-escalate, make amends, peace offering, winding down, halt, reprieve, ceasefire, treaty, agree to disagree. So I'm almost kind of getting like handling these kind of things with the sense of the I can't get the word diplomacy, right? That's how you say it, diplomacy. Being diplomatic about the circumstances and graceful, right? At the end of the day, like if people try to play that type of game with you, like you're a step ahead because you already are going to be somewhat aware. Your intuition might have already been kind of kicking in when it comes to this. Ironically enough, there's 5 people in here and 3 lights. The number here is 5, and that last card, or one of the last cards that I pulled, is the 3. So you might be seeing like 5353, 3535, or you might be seeing the number 8 a lot. Let me know if that resonates with anybody. But yeah, this is the time to just kind of focus on yourself with the repairman here in the I just heard repairman, man. I don't know if any of you guys were ever for those of you who are a little bit like closer to my age, um all that repairman, man. But yeah, working on yourself, right? Doing the work necessary on yourself throughout this process, because there might have been some disappointments and things like that really were painful to kind of endure, but you're definitely being asked at this time to just kind of focus on yourself as you kind of reset and work on, moving in this new direction at this time. I hope what I'm saying so far makes sense. All right, so let's see. We're gonna pull from the tarot. Well, that was a lot of information just from that one deck, but I felt really connected to that deck at that time. So usually I just pull like maybe 5 cards. I pulled quite a few. Um, but yeah, Spirit just wanted me to keep reading from it, so I was like, okay, we're gonna keep reading from it. All right, so I'm gonna shuffle these bad boys. What we got? So look at that. I'm telling you, for a lot of you, it's like a work-related kind of thing. 5 of Pentacles, which is about conflict and chaos. We were just talking about what I had just mentioned. I was feeling a sense of like conflict or something within, possibly a work scenario or something like that. Like competition, conflict, and chaos. And look, 8 of Pentacles. So, yeah, just saying. Didn't I just say something about the 5? And I was talking about 8s. I'm just saying. So Spirit is like confirming the things I said just for me splitting the deck. um, so, like I said, let me know if this is resonating so far. But yeah, this is definitely a time to just, be mindful of your surroundings, right? The people who smile in your face. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Them backstabbers, backstabbers. Ooh, it's past my bedtime, but it's okay. I got this. Spirit wanted me to come on, and I'm here. So we have Knight of Swords, which is about basically very, very fast moving energy on your end, seizing new opportunities as they present themselves. This taking control, right? But I'm also getting don't move with too much haste at the same time, because the Knight of Wands is definitely notorious for that. See, look, what's on the top? You're like, slow your ass down a little bit. Knight of Pentacles. You can't make that. You can't make it up. Those are literally like opposites, opposite energy. One is about being very, very, dedicated and calculated. Like, okay, I'm gonna take my time. This is the slowest moving energy of the whole goddamn day. Snail's pace, moves very, very slow, but they're also very calculated about the decisions that they make, right? They're very wise. So kind of finding that happy medium and balance between those two types of energy is what I'm getting so far. Yeah. We do have the 6 of Cups in the middle of the deck. I'm not sure how that plays out just yet, but I'm kind of picking up on perhaps it's something like, you can't really run from your past, right? You might have to deal with it some kind of way. It might come back head on in some capacity. That's what I'm kind of picking up on so far. Like, okay, prime example, because I use examples all the time. I don't know if any of you guys watch Ginny and Georgia on Netflix. Let me know in the comment section if you've watched that show. If you want to watch that show, I would strongly suggest watching it. It's so good. I finished it the other day, the 3rd season. And basically, I'm not gonna mess it up too bad for you guys, but there's a mother. She has 2 kids and she moves around a lot, and she is always kind of trying to escape her past. And in the current season, she like her past finally caught up with her, and now there's the ramifications of all of her actions all coming in all at once. And basically she's faced with the realities of all the things that she's had to, like, that she should have confronted a long time ago, but she always ran away from those problems. So I'm getting something like that. You can't run away from your problems. Like, they're always going to be there, so just got to deal with them. I think I'm going to do like a whatever comes out kind of thing with the tarot. Usually I do a spread of some sort. Not this time. I think this time I'm just going to read intuitively and kind of see what comes out instead. Switch it up a little bit. I don't typically do it this way, but every once in a while, I started off doing it like this when I first started reading. I always did it this way. Didn't usually do spreads, but I've switched up my style many times over. um, we have the High Priestess here. Very, very intuitive folks here. Very intuitive, spiritually gifted individuals. I'm also getting individuals who have a very strong inner knowing. And this is a time to really listen to that inner knowing when it comes to, you know, the different circumstances happening right now, right? Yeah, stop deceiving yourself. Seven of Swords. You've done that for too long. Now it's time to be truthful with yourself. And sometimes we have to face the things that we've dealt that we haven't dealt with, the devil on the top of the deck, the things that we've chosen not to deal with, that we keep sweeping under the rug. You can't keep running from yourself. Yeah. Five of Pentacles. Keeping yourself stagnant, right? Keeping yourself stuck. Sometimes we have to, you know, come face to face with, you know, the circumstances in our lives and ask ourselves, okay, take the blinders off, right? Take the blinders off. We're not victims here. We're not victims. We're victors. So what are you going to do with that information, essentially, right? Tell us more. Again, if this message is resonating with you, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button. And if you're new, definitely subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that support because I am going to be active on here more in the near future. I'm going to start doing like free stuff and giveaways and stuff like that on here. So, you know, it would be great for you guys to, you know, be here, be there, or be square. We have King of Swords here, which is somebody who's very concrete, right? They're very solid. They know what they want, and their words cut. Like they don't play. Like they speak their truth, and that's a good thing. Being able to be truthful, not with just others, but with yourself too, as you cut things out that no longer serve you. Yeah, but everything comes down to choice, right? Free will. Two of Wands here on the bottom of the deck. So you have a choice to make here to close out those old cycles. Like in this person's hand, got the whole world in your hands. He's holding a globe, and it's like you literally can do whatever it is that you want. You could go wherever you want, within reason, of course. But it comes down to free will and choices. So, you know, being able to look ahead and say, okay, well, I know that, you know, I don't want the things that are back there to keep on following me. So I have to face it. Yes, I'm gonna face it. I'm gonna make that conscious decision to do so. But then once I do what I need to do when it comes to that, now it's time to move forward and progress on upward and onward. And you know, I'm also getting like the World card, right? Like closing out cycles. How do you choose to close out those cycles? Look, I can't make this shit up. Wow. After the Two of Wands is the Three of Wands, right? It's like now this is about foresight, right? Planning. How do you execute the plan? You know, now you made a decision. Now you got to execute that plan. How do you do it? It's about planning forward, moving forward, leaving all that shit behind you that no longer serves you. You've waited for your ships to sail in. You've been diligent about all of that. Now it's time to, you know, reap the benefits of what you've worked so hard on. What you've worked so hard on. This is what what comes up when I say those words as I split the fucking deck. Come on now. That's about hard work and diligence and dedication. It's about perfecting your craft, right? You've been working so hard at this for so long. And now this is the time to, you know, start reaping the benefits. I would not be shocked if I were to see, or we were to see like the Seven of Pentacles or something like that come in. The Empress. Some Pentacle cards in general. Ace of Pentacles. I wouldn't be shocked if some of those type of cards come in. But you guys have been doing a lot of work, being very diligent. Her busy bee. Yeah, see, look. Did I not just say the world card, right? Closure. Closing out those old cycles that no longer serve you. Successful completion. Wow. Standing on business as this Queen of Wands. Being confident, right? Being confident in your decision making here as you close out these cycles. And I'm also getting, because the Queen of Wands is also like a businesswoman. So like she's very gifted. She's very, very savvy when it comes to business and creative ideas. But you gotta still close out the cycles with that old shit, right? The old toxicities that still linger in the background. Yep. Balancing out those goddamn scales. And ironically enough, Lati just put a scale as one of the emojis that she just posted. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Just saying. Wow. Just saying. Balancing those scales, right? You've learned a lot of valuable lessons through the process of this, and now it's time to, I heard it's time for the heavy machinery. Like you're rebuilding, right? Rebuilding your life after, a period of, working really hard, right? The competency is, and all that is there, the skill set, all that. I feel like a lot of you guys, we got 4 cups here, a lot of you guys have been just kind of feeling like, not necessarily, happy, right, in certain areas of your life, in particular, whatever area that this part of this reading itself has been resonating with you the most, whether it's romance, career and finance, your overall, spiritual, well-being. I'm getting that too. So it's different for everybody, but like, excuse me, feeling unsatisfied somewhere in your life, and feeling like maybe opportunities have passed you by. But the thing is, like, what is yours is always going to be yours, even if there's delays. I will say this: you could block your blessings to an extent sometimes when you choose to, not take heed to the call. Right? Where you're being guided and things like that. It happens to all of us at some point or another, at least once in our lives, probably many, many times over. I know I've caused a lot of delays in different areas of my life plenty of times. Staying at jobs where I shouldn't be at, or staying in relationships I shouldn't be in. Having a hard time with thoughts or habits of my own, things like that, right? So the thing is that, those what we would feel are missed opportunities, they will represent themselves at some point in time, and it's going to come in the form of a blessing out of nowhere when you least expect it, when you've done the work. Don't forget, slow and steady wins the race, right? There's 4 people and 4 likes, and the number on that card that I was just talking about is the 4. So you might be seeing 4. People have been joking about that faux. You might be seeing the number 4 a lot, or variations of 4. We have 3 of Cups. There's going to be something worth celebrating here, I feel like. 3 of Cups here. Ooh, yeah. Oh, some of y'all might be getting ready to get married or some shit. Or just like maybe moving like into like a really nice place, like a house. I heard condo. I also heard co-op. Cool. Yeah, but we have 4 of Wands. But there's something worth celebrating here for somebody. There goes the nose. But it's like you had to remove yourself from certain circumstances first, right? Again, don't judge me because I am taking a sip of my Nibian. I know I could be a lot more classier and like have like a whole like, nice little, I can make myself, because I know how to make like drinks and stuff. I could make myself like a nice old fashioned or something, and be a little, or put put it in a mason jar with like some lemonade or something, crushed ice and blueberries or something delicious. If you guys like bourbon, but Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm gonna just drink my nips straight from the bag for my job. But anywho, yes. So I'm just saying, like, spirit's definitely like letting you know, like, finding that peace and harmony within yourself, right? That balance, very essential at this time. I also heard one hand washes the other. Seems a little more specific, but I feel like one of the themes that has shown itself throughout readings I've done for a good period of time is people who, and I mean the collective has pretty much been the same, right? So it's like I'm kind of getting like a lot of you guys who resonate with these readings are people who have overextended and outpoured so much of yourself in relationships and things like that. Whether it's overworking and being underpaid, or, you know, giving of yourself too much in romantic relationships, one-sided friendships, or relationships with family members, so on and so forth. But the whole point is, it's like I said, I heard one hand washes the other. You know, are you okay? Getting more than one message, sorry. So one of the messages I'm kind of getting is, how long are you going to allow yourself to always be the one giving while everybody just feeds off of you? And here we go with like fun facts and weird shit, because I'm that weirdo. I'm that weird reader. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's just not your thing. But okay, so like that line in Spirit, why would y'all make me say this? Okay, it's not anything crazy. It's just funny because it's like a lot of people don't know this. But like that line in "Want to Be Starting Something" by Michael Jackson, and for those of you who know, I'm a big Michael Jackson buff, right? So like the line when he says, "You're a vegetable, you're a vegetable, they'll feed off you, you're a vegetable, um, you're a buffet, you're a vegetable." Basically, there's two parts of what that line means in that song. One is about people being pretty much mindless when it comes to believing rumors, because that's what the whole song is about. It's about rumors being started. That's why it's called "Want to Be Starting Something." And the other part is like people feeding off of you, like energy vampires, people who, that's what that literally says, they'll feed off you. People who feed off of other people and then dish out information that's not true and things like that. In this case, that now we're talking about like paparazzi and stuff in that song, but like in the real world, and layman's terms, us, right? And that's why Spirit is saying this. People feeding off of your energy, right? It's like, goddamn, man. So like, you know, don't let people feed off of your energy anymore, right? They're definitely letting you know, like, you've been that person for too fucking long. And it's just funny, like the examples that Spirit likes for me to use. It's usually in the form of a song or some shit, and it's like, damn, y'all really want to be starting something, huh? Want to be starting something? Got to be starting something. Anything else, Spirit? What was the name of the shop? Ooh, Tequila Rose. Tequila Rose. It's hard to get over, yeah, you're too low to get under, yeah, you're stuck in the middle, but the pain is slow. Took my baby to the doctor, but the beat but 90 pounds. By the time she hit the streets, they said she had a breakdown at the tower. Someone's always trying, stop my baby crying, talking, scheming, lying, saying you just want to be starting something. See, they want to feed off of you. That's what I'm saying. They want to feed off of you. This card, they came out together, but one like flew out of my hand as I was trying to show y'all. The Tower is here. That's about big sudden changes, right? Upheaval in your life. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles here in the reverse. That could represent big time like money loss. It could represent divorces. It could represent bankruptcy. It could represent a lot of different things. So just, and just big losses you know, in and of themselves. Take it as it resonates. This is going to be different for everybody, but yeah. Spirit ain't playing. Yeah. Queen of Pentacles here. Why? Because sometimes we overextend ourselves. I'm going to say our because I feel like this sometimes my damn self. Excuse me. We got the star here, though. Remain hopeful. Some of you might have Aquarius in your chart. Wink, wink. I know somebody who does for sure. But yeah, remaining optimistic and hopeful, right? When it comes to this, things will look up. And if money has been like the main thing that's been a factor, things will get better, right? Strength and resilience here, right? Courage to push forward, to do something different, something that's different from the norm of the things that you've done for so long, so that way you can get out of those circumstances. What I'm getting. Let's get maybe 2 or 3 more from here, and then I'll maybe read from one more deck, and then 1 or 2 more decks, and I'm gonna call it a night so I can go to sleep. I have work in the morning, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Here we go. Yeah, I'm getting, don't dwell about the past or your mistakes. Got the 9 of Swords here. Don't lose sleep over this shit. Like, I'm getting people who have anxiety, waking up in the middle of the night. I heard night terrors. I don't know if any of you guys have like night terrors or like dream paralysis, like where, I think that's what's called, right? When you're sleeping, or sleep paralysis, and like when you're sleeping and then like you can't move, like you're aware that you're like up but you can't move. Fucking scary. I've never had that and I would never want to. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. 5 of Cups here that came out with it, like dwelling upon, you know, the things you can't control or change at this point. Like, the past is the past. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It's time to move forward. 8 of Wands. Move forward. Might be getting some really fast moving energy coming into your life. I'm also getting fast moving, like whatchamacallit, communication too. Might be getting like text messages or emails about something very important. This is also a time to do some inner work, healing, right? The Hermit here, doing that inner work. Remember I was saying like this might be a time to kind of spend a little bit of time. That's a redundancy. This might be a time to spend time alone. And that's okay. But sometimes that's what's necessary to, like, I heard recharge your battery. Okay. I heard recharge your battery, but then I also like heard buzz. I'm sorry, guys. It's Spirit, it's not me, I promise. It's not me. Okay? Spirit said buzz. So some of you might want to recharge. Spirit, why you always make me do this shit? This was a relatively serious reading. You got me saying shit like that. Got me singing Michael Jackson, and I got doing this too. No, I literally heard that. Buzz. So somebody might need to recharge their batteries when it comes to a special fun little device, if you know what I mean. It might be by the name of Rose. Who knows? But, oh, bars. But no, seriously. Just saying. You know, a little self-pleasure might be nice, you know, relieve a little bit of stress. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, moving on past upward and onward. Moving on past you know, some of the disappointments, right? The hurt, the pain that you've been through, right? All those disappointments, letting it all go, leaving it behind. Let's get one more to round up this part of the reading, and then we're going to pull from one more deck. One more deck. Tequila and rose. All for it. That sounds like a good night to me. I think setting number 6 is my favorite. No, like boom, 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 boom. Wait, is that? Nope. A couple more. That's the one. Let me stop. your girl crazy. Actually, I've been wanting to do like a Lilith reading for the ladies lately. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I think I'm gonna do that. Maybe the next time I'm like up randomly at this random ass time like this, doing this shit. Maybe that's when I'll do it. What the ladies need to do at this time to, work on their Lilith, that, that feisty part of yourself, right? We got the Six of Cups that came out. Hey, Rennie Ren. Hey, Pussy. I mean, Pussycat. I mean, Ren. Hi. It's just funny. She was just like chilling in the little cat house, and then she just came out of nowhere. Hi. She's like, what is wrong with you, Mom? She's like, yeah, this bitch is crazy. But anywho, yeah. So, yep, surrendering and walking away, right? Leaving all that shit behind you. Five of Swords, right? Recognizing when it's okay to take the L. You know what I mean? There's certain things that we just can't change, and the past is one of them. We can only be in control of how we respond to the future, and that is by closing out old cycles, as we saw here with the world, and making conscious decisions to do what's necessary for ourselves. And I think that what will come of that possibly is going to be things such as good partnerships. Partnership with self is also important too. Yep. And again, we got the Eight of Wands again. So yeah. And now we're gonna read from, let's see, I'm thinking, let's read from the Wisdom Oracle. I like this one. Or Wisdom of the Oracle. I like this deck. I don't use it often, but I love this one. Sometimes some of my favorite ones I don't use that much because I don't want them to be like overused, if that makes any sense. So I like I'm gonna save it for like times where I know like I really need something from that particular deck. Like prime example, I have a few decks that my girl over here, keep forgetting she changed her name, so it's Phoenix, right? The Phoenix Priestess. I really like that. It's so cool. Really cool new name. But she gave me like 3 or 4 decks, and let's put it like this: I'm so like tapped into those decks, and they're so powerful that like when even if I haven't read from them in a while, the readings are crazy, like crazy good. I'd be crying and shit, like my own readings. I'd be like, damn, I really needed this. Okay, Spirit, thank you. You know what I mean? Like it'd be like that good. And they'll like really call to me sometimes, and I'm like, okay, yep, I gotta read from them. And I'll bring them on here sometimes and just be like, yeah, they need that. Because there's a lot of potent energy in those decks. The fairy deck, the gateway activation one, the messages of closure. Yeah, really, really good ones. Really good ones. Yeah. So bottom of the deck we have why. And it's funny because Lati just like her last comment was lesson learned, double L. Why, right? It might be just asking yourself like, what the fuck was this? Like, why did this happen this way? Super confusing. We talked about the number 13 a lot earlier, and 31, right, Lati, in your reading that you did. So it's like kind of giving like a little bit of like ego death too, right? Trying to figure it all out and like understanding like who am I right now in the midst of all the shit that's happened. Am I still the same person? Okay, if I change, what does that mean for me? And then you start to mourn like that old part of yourself too. That's why it's called ego death. As you shift and change, you'll go through many of those throughout your life. Like the person who I was even last year is not the same person who I am right now. Got 6 people here and 5 likes, adds up to 11. Balancing those scales, right? Karmic lessons needing to be learned, and really again understanding what does this all mean, right? There's a book there. The book has wings around it. Interesting. Educating yourself about something. It could be something that you're trying to learn more about, like when it comes to your spirituality or something like that. For those of you who want to learn more about like the Bible, some who might want to read from the Bible and get it for someone. Um, Others, it could be more like, get like metaphysical stuff, different things. It could be a craft or a field of study that you've been wanting to get into, so on and so forth. We have TikTok. Ironically enough, especially in this day and age with social media, some of you might want to utilize TikTok as a way to have a platform. Don't know how long TikTok is going to be around for because of all the other shit that's been going on, but you know, you might be able to use it as a platform at this time while we still have it. We have flexible. Being able to, adapt, right? When it comes to the different circumstances and stuff in life. Let's get like 3 cards from here. I think that would be the end of this. Unless I read from the angel answers, and that might be it. We'll see. We'll see what we get from here, and then determine from there. What are you doing? What are you looking at? All right, so we have fates. So definitely about fate, right? We were talking about fate earlier, right? But we also have co-create, and it's in the reverse. So I'm kind of getting like this energy of individuals who don't understand that our decisions and fate go hand in hand. Our decisions do impact our fate. Because I do believe in fate and destiny and all that stuff. I do. But at the same time, to me, it's like this. I've used this analogy many times, but I'm going to say it again for those who maybe have never heard this analogy. I look at it like this. I feel like life is like a tapestry. Like life is a big, big fucking picture, right? But on the other side of that tapestry is nothing but a bunch of threads and shit that you can't decipher what the hell it is, right? And they all lead to different things, and you're like, what the hell is this? So that's life, right? Trying to figure out when we are here looking at it from like our perspective, like what are those called? RPG games, right? Role playing, yeah, RPG games, right? Like, when they give you decisions, right? They ask you, okay, so which way you want to go? You want to go this way, that way, or that way? And it's like, I guess I'll go this way. That was not really the best decision. Now there's a detour to still get there, but now it's going to take me longer, right? To me, that's how I look at what life is like. So at the end of the day, like the end result is probably going to be the same in most cases. However, our decision making and stuff like that does impact how long it takes that, like, until we get there and things like that. How does it ultimately look when we do get there? And then sometimes we could really drop the ball and really just fuck up, and it's like an incomplete fucking picture. And then that's where new lives come in. I know that sounds kind of crazy, right? I know this analogy is a little bit far out. I'm definitely my dad's daughter, but anywho, and that's when we, because for those of us who believe in like reincarnation, right? Now you start kind of where you left off. It's like, oh, okay, you don't remember any of that shit unless you can access your Akashic records, but like you're like, huh. That's when we get deja vu and shit like that, and it's like, damn, I feel like I've already done this dumb shit before. What the fuck is this? Well, you probably did. And you're kind of going through it again, reliving it, or being reintroduced so that you could kind of be like, oh, okay, let's not do that again. And going on from there. I know that was a long ass drawn out example, but I hope that it made sense, because I do feel like we have a part in where our lives go, and there is fate and destiny, but we just have to understand the role that we play in it. So life is kind of like an RPG game sometimes. It's making the right decisions or the wiser decisions to get to where we're ultimately supposed to go in the first place. Everything's already mapped out. It's just how do you get there. Not everybody's gonna agree with me on that, and I might have lost some of y'all on that one, and it's okay. We have exchanging gifts, and it came out in the reverse. I feel like you guys, that's the whole point. You give too much. This came out in the reverse. So like you exchange too much, or don't exchange really at all, because everything's always one sided, right? It's always you give, 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 and never actually are able to receive anything. So no, stop overextending. This is a part of the new life for you. This might have been one of the karmic lessons that you've had to learn from past lives. You're waking up. Like she's literally like stretching her body, like waking up out of a slumber. And she's like, oh wow, she's waking up. She's like, oh okay. This is one of the lessons that you needed to learn. It's a part of the awakening that we were talking about earlier. Happy, happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Yeah. And this is gonna make you a lot happier. And this person actually looks more like almost like a child. Like she's older, but like in a childlike energy. Some of you might like unicorns and stuff like that, mermaids. Getting something like that. That was random, but I just, man, what are you doing? Stop scratching that box. I have a couple of packages that came in. She's like scratching the side of the box. She loves cardboard. I'm like, dude, just stop. Imagine. Imagination. I'm also, because remember I was saying I was picking up on something about like childhood or something, or like the little girl, or the woman technically on there, she reminded me of like a childlike energy. This was technically in the reverse. So some of you guys might feel like you haven't been able to tap into your childlike self in a long time. And this is a time to kind of do that. Understanding that there's nothing wrong with recognizing the importance of nurturing that child, that inner child. And ironically enough, Lati was talking about stuff like that earlier. She was talking about reparenting. And that's part of the mission right now for a lot of us, because some of us, you know, didn't have the parenting that we should have had as, you know, youngsters. And we're finally understanding that and learning that. And that's one of the curses that we're meant to break at this time. Kind of ties in together, doesn't it, Lati? Speaking of which, check her out, Lati, from Tears and Wheat Tarot Show. And also check out my girl. What are you doing? She's really doing random stuff. She is so strange. Check out my girl, Phoenix Priestess, as well. Both great readers. I'm not sure if my girl Phoenix Priestess is doing personals right now, but you could definitely check her out and ask. Let's see what we got. Yeah, look, it's out here in the spread officially. Happy, happy. This is a time for you guys to really explore your overall happiness. Yeah, the things that are not for you, recognizing that, right, on the bottom of the deck here. Things that are not for you, cutting those things out. Yeah, clean it up. Dirty mouth, clean it up with orbits. Clean it up. Yeah, no more, you know, holding on to things that no longer serve you. Yep. Being adaptable, because we have flexible here again in the middle of the deck. Being able to adapt, right? Yay, awesome. Love you guys. Like I said, these are people who I love and trust with my energy. So just saying, I always gotta, you know, pay it forward, and, you know, each one teach one, right? Like things that they've helped me with and taught me through and stuff like that. I'm like, I want to share the knowledge. I want to share the wealth. So yeah, deep knowing. We talked about deep knowing earlier, didn't we? That intuition, that basically like high priestess energy was the first card out in tarot. All right, bottom of the deck we have Imagine again. We just talked about that. Serendipity, nice, but it's in the reverse. Like they're really pushing you to work towards that happiness, right? Like that's like this like overwhelming happiness, like just feeling on top of the world, right? Like I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, And don't it feel good? Like, it's like you just feel good. You know, it's like the stroke of luck that just comes into your life and everything's just like going really well. Like, that's where you're headed. And I love that for y'all because that's what you need. Then we have no place like home. So, you know, finding where you feel comfortable, right? I'm getting soul tribe too. Finding your soul tribe. I'm getting like finding your soul tribe. We talked about something about like connection with friends and stuff earlier too. Um, and connectedness, right? We talked about that earlier. I'm getting like soul tribe. I'm getting finding like the right place for you to reside to. Like we were talking about the fact that some of you might resonate with the idea that certain opportunities are going to present themselves when you move, literally physically move in some cases from where you're at, whether it's a new town, a new state, new country, so on and so forth. I wish I was brave enough to go to a new country. I can't do that. I might be able to do a new state, but new country, absolutely not. People who could do that, like my cousin, she's done that before many times. She's lived in so many different places. I'm like, damn, I wish I could be like you. I was gonna read from this one, but I changed my mind. I feel drawn to this one. So let's go with these instead. Oops. I'm gonna go with these instead. And for those of you who've been here and stuck around, guys, I really greatly appreciate you. Definitely grateful. And whoop, look, I'm telling you, inner child here. When I split the deck, you are currently healing old emotional wounds, and then also we have wishful thinking. You are learning how to manifest the life that you desire. Right? That's that serendipity, that happiness, right? Wow. Confirmations right at the end of the reading. I love when that happens. Love when that happens. Excuse me. So we'll get like maybe 3 from here to close out the reading. I'm thinking time to. I'm not that far from my bedtime. Like a half hour. I'll be all right. Look, parting ways is here on the bottom of the deck. After I shuffled, it says, all right, first off, I'm getting another message before I read the description on the card, but the number on here is 58, which adds up to 13, and we talked about that number 13 earlier, right? Ego death and rebirth, transformation. It may be time to move on from this person or situation. That's on the bottom of the deck before we pull any cards. So let's get like 3 from here, and that's going to be the ending of the reading. We have surrender. Release and surrender all control and let nature take its course. Kind of goes with what you just said, Allie. That idea of you just kind of let spirit, God, the higher power, like, you know, wherever you're meant to be at that time, you just kind of go with the flow. Pretty brave, actually, to be able to have that sense of trust in the universe and God, to say, I'm not gonna control anything here. I'm just gonna completely let Jesus take the wheel. You know, see, I'm a control freak, so I can't do that. I really can't. I try really hard to just let, like, you know, the universe take over and God and all that, but whew, and I definitely get nudged often. I'd be like, let go of the reins a little bit, bitch. We got you. Trust the process. I'm like, oh no, I can't. I don't think I can do it. But a lot of it has to do with the inner child, because it's here again. It's like, you know, there were things that, like when I was a kid, like you know, I had no control over anything. So I'm like, why the fuck would I want to surrender control when I actually have control? But the thing is, a lot of the times I think I have control over circumstances that I don't really have control over. And I'm learning now that it's time to let go. But it is hard as fuck, bro. It is. So I'm telling you guys as a reader right now, as I'm telling you guys, oh, surrender control. Like you guys know I'm very transparent here. Like I struggle with stuff like that. I'm a control freak, okay? Like I like things a certain way. My son, oh my god, this little motherfucker. I'm OCD, all kind of stuff, right? So like, and I'm like talking about like literally diagnosed type shit. Like I'm not just saying it like how people say that's a trend. No, I'm serious. Like I'm on the spectrum type shit. Like before they started saying on the spectrum, like I was already like diagnosed with mass stuff that's technically on the spectrum. And I'm like, oh wow, makes so much more sense now that I'm older. Great. Now I'm about to be 40. Like, fuck, where was all this information before when I was in my 20s? You know what I mean? But anyway, that's besides the point. So it's like, my son, oh my god, little punk ass motherfucker. I love him though. Like I would clean and he would make fun of how I clean because I would do everything like in the same way every single time. He's like, Mom, it'll take me the same amount of time every time, like everything. Like I time myself and I'm like, okay, so it should only take me about this amount of time to do this room and that. He's like, Mom, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm cleaning. What's the problem? He's like, okay. He'll purposely like move a candle or something a couple of inches or a few inches over on the table or something to see if I'll notice or turn the label or something. I'm like, Michael, you're a fucking asshole. You know that? he's like, love you. I didn't think you were gonna notice. I'm like, you're a dick. Like, why would you mess with somebody who you know has like OCD and stuff like that and ADHD? But anyway, you know, I overshare on here. So we have shooting star here. You are a shooting star. You are about to step into your fullest potential. I love that. I'm telling you, he's a dick. But I love that boy. I was talking to him yesterday. Ooh. First, just want to come out before I even ask any questions. He'll be home on Friday night, going into Saturday. He has a kind of late flight, or late arrival, but he'll be home. I'm gonna have him maybe make a guest cameo with me on here, so you guys can see him how much he's grown because he's done it a couple of times. All right, so we have intuition. You are learning to embrace and trust your inner knowing. Wow, talked about inner knowing and all that stuff right earlier, and knowledge. Past life connections, they came out together. You are currently healing from past life wounds. Now remember I was talking about, I personally do believe in past lives and reincarnation and all that stuff. So perhaps a lot of your intuition stems from that, like that gift that you have of, you know, that inner knowing and stuff like that might stem from the things that you faced in the past, the past life stuff. Keep that as a mental note to myself. I haven't done a past life reading in a long time. Let's do one more from here. Would you guys be interested in a past life reading? Collective. Let me know in the comment section if you would be interested in that. I'm trying to like think of things I haven't done in a while or haven't done at all on here that people might be interested in. I try to like, you know, do a little bit different stuff because like everybody does love readings and stuff like that. I try to do stuff a little bit different from time to time. I was also getting drawn to doing a inner child reading tonight, and ironically that theme keeps on popping up, so maybe the next time I go live, maybe I will. We have spiritual teacher, so a lot of you guys might be on this part of your journey. You are being guided to step into your role as a spiritual teacher. You know, you might have a lot of spiritual gifts or a lot of knowledge that you could share with other people to help them on their journey. I'm getting something like that. Counselors. It's giving me like Hierophant. Now, ironically enough, you can't make this shit up. When I was like setting up, I noticed like when I sat down, I was like, my black ass is not about to get up to pick up this one fucking card because it apparently fell out of my hand when I was putting another deck away. Now, how is it that this one card was the only card that fell out of the deck that I had put away before I started this reading? And it was on the floor. I was just looking at it like this whole time. I was like looking at it. It's bothering me. Like I got the itchies. Like it's supposed to be in the box. It's not in the box. But I'm like, I'm gonna just keep reading. It's fine. It's just gonna stay there until after. But this card, and we got spiritual teacher. See, everything happens for a reason. I'm happy I left it there so I could show y'all that. It was just sitting on the floor, and it fell there for a reason. So a lot of you guys, have some type of capacity to be like counselors, teachers, coaches. Some of you might also benefit from seeking counsel in some kind of way too. I know I would, whether it's in the form of like what we do here, right? A tarot reader, spiritual life coaches, things like that, therapists, someone within the clergy, like a pastor, priest, things like that. It's gonna be different for everybody, but this is a part of the awakening. I mean, look, 5 people, 5 likes. The number 5 is on this card. You can't make this shit up even if you wanted to. Just saying. So it says, you are no longer letting people dictate and run your life for you. Come on now, Spirit. Spirit ain't playing. Wow. We have boundaries here. You are learning the gentle art of setting boundaries and saying no. Now, a big part of the lessons, 6 people, 5 likes right now, right? And I mentioned more than once throughout this reading that I was picking up on one of the karmic lessons that you guys have been learning at this time is being able to not overextend so much. So you have to start setting boundaries. And then the number here is 28 adds up to 10, right? That's about endings. You're learning how to close out those old cycles so that way you could, set the healthy boundaries that are necessary to feed yourself, replenish yourself and your energy. And that's okay. That's okay. Man, what are you doing, bro? You're not playing parkour, are you? She does this in the middle of the night. It drives me fucking nuts. She'll go literally around the whole fucking house, jumping off of shit. And I'm like, what are you doing? Go to sleep, nigga. Middle of the deck, we have trust and forgiveness. It's time for you to let down your guard and learn to trust again. So this is definitely a big time right now for some of you guys to, work on, like, part of that inner work that's going to be done at this time is trying to learn how to find that sense of faith, right, within your circumstances. Trust the process, trust your own instincts and things like that, your knowledge that you've developed over time, so on and so forth. I hope all this is making sense. I know, I definitely went on a tangent a few times throughout the reading, but I think you guys were getting the gist of it mostly. So with all that said, I love y'all. Thank you for, entertaining my shenanigans throughout the reading, because you know how I get a little silly sometimes, but, there were some serious parts and some fun parts. But you guys, definitely, stuck it out, and I'm very, very appreciative of you guys for doing so. So with all that said, I'm gonna bring my black ass to sleep because I do have work in the morning. Gotta serve all those damn crazy alcoholics at the job. Anyway, with all that said, God, I hope they don't act too crazy tomorrow. It's Father's Day, so maybe it won't be that bad. Maybe people have plans already and it'll be decent. It's been crazy over there. But anyway, with all that said, I love y'all. And if there's any masculines on here right now, happy Father's Day. Definitely gotta recognize, the real ones too, right? And with all that said, I love you guys so very much. And until next time, you never know, it might be even tomorrow, because like I said, I'm trying to be back on here like I used to be. Until next time, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening.